Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mark Alderisi.
Here.
Jody Kepler. Here. Heidi Kramer. Here. Nancy Ellis. Here. Gary Derica.
Here.
Janine Matiki.
Present.
Frank Kutera.
Here. Real quickly, just for everyone's knowledge, Steve, I think I've mentioned a few of them there, but Steve was not able to make it tonight. He had a personal matter he had to attend to, so he did clear that with me. If we ever have an emergency, I can call him, but something I had to take care of, so that's the reason he's not here tonight. Approval of the regular minutes of the meeting of January 8th, 2020.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions, discussions, or corrections on the minutes? Nope. I'm good. Roll call to approve?
Mark Alderisi.
Yes.
Jody Kepler.
Yes.
Heidi Kramer.
Yes.
Nancy Ellis.
Yes.
Gary Derica.
Yes.
Janine Matiki.
Yes.
Frank Kutera.
Yes. Thank you. Mayor's report.
The only thing I have today is the building owner, Prima Diva, called and said there's a concern with the bus stop right there, and there's a sinkhole there, and her basement's getting full.
She talked about that about a week ago, and she said she was going to have, someone might just seal it up for her. Did she say if they did try sealing it again?
I went there, and when we went down the cellar, it's full of water.
Is he sealed it and still full of water? Okay.
That's a state road that we might need to get a hold of PennDOT about it.
Right. When she first told me about it, she thought the ceiling was going to hold it on it, and I haven't heard from her since then. Okay. I'll have Nance, could you have maybe TJ just take a look and see what we need to do, and we'll reach out to the state. Obviously, that's something they need to deal with, but there's something we can do to temporarily help patch it until they can get to take a look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else, Mayor?
That's all.
Okay. Before we get to the report standing committees, I'm going to switch gears here a little bit. If I can ask Commissioner Larry Maggi, step up to the front, please, and maybe over there. We have we discussed, and I think we always hear about the bad things in town, and we don't hear about the people who do a lot of great things and spend their life serving the community. And we talked as a council, I think it's appropriate that someone who's served as many years in this community as Bob Whiten has. Yeah, that's the look I was waiting for, and I should have had someone on camera right here for that. So, Bob, just so you know, most of the firemen aren't in this. Sylvie is, and your son is. But we haven't kept this under wraps. So, Larry has something he'd like to present to you, so if you want to come on up here, we'd love to have you on.
Surprise, huh?
I did love that look on his face.
While Bob's coming up here, you know, as a county commissioner, we get an opportunity to go around and see a lot of things, some not so good, some okay, and some real good. And this is an occasion that we get to recognize real good in the community. You know, I've known Bob and his family for a lot of years, and being involved in a lot of things down here in the valley and running from California up to Wayne, I get an opportunity to hear about a lot of good things going on. And you don't go any place in the valley that you don't hear of Bob Whiten and his family's name. It's not just you, what you've instilled in your family, but it's what your family gives the community. Your son, your grandson, just everybody. And we all know when you're a volunteer fireman, it's not just you, it's the whole family involved, and we really appreciate that. If it wasn't for volunteer firemen and people like you, Bob, I don't know what our communities would do. And we're preaching to the choir with that. But the Washington County Board of Commissioners would like to recognize you. Charleroi Borough Council and the President and Mayor had mentioned to us about how many years you served. 58 years. Yeah, almost 58 years of dedicated fire service. We'd like to recognize you from the Washington County Board of Commissioners, and it's a brief synopsis, but we, the Washington County Board of Commissioners, do hereby acknowledge firefighter Robert Whiten, Sr. for 58 years of dedicated fire service as a member of the Charleroi Fire Department. We appreciate and thank you for your commitment to unselfishly provide aid to those in great need, during unimaginable tragedies at any given time of the day or night, and serving in numerous capacities within the department, including chief, assistant chief, captain, president, safety officer, and chaplain, and responding to over 8,000 alarms during training, and inspiring multiple generations to serve your communities by volunteering in the fire service, and sharing your expertise, insight, and encouragement with fellow firefighters, and volunteering in an array of organizations within your community. We wish you continued success in your future endeavors. Signed by the Washington County Board of Commissioners. Bob, congratulations.
Thank you, Thank you. If we could, try and get a picture with Larry, with you and his entire family with that, would be great.
Yep.
Thanks, Larry. Not just your family, but your extended family, because I think, honestly, a fireman to me, that's family too. You guys, I've said it before, you guys, you couldn't pay me to do what you guys do. I'm sorry, but thank you. I mean, thank you on behalf of everyone here. I'm speaking when I say thank you for everything you did.
It's my wife Sylvia. The chief now, Bobby. His wife Jan. Daughter-in-law Linda. Grandson Ian. And his lady friend Becca. Thank you very much.
You're all thank you, Bob. Like I said before, Larry, I don't know if you have to take off or not, but then if you have a little drive with the roads. But if you do have to leave at any point, I'd like to make sure you get a picture with you and the entire family. Okay, thank you. And thanks to the entire commission, all board commissioners. Okay, report of standing committees. Finance, Janine?
We talked about taking sanitation in last meeting. I am waiting for PAMS to get back to me with some maybe negotiations, because Heidi and I talked briefly and we don't think it's going to be good for our finances to do it in-house. I talked to Mary. Mary kind of agrees with me, it's going to be a big expense. And as soon as I hear from them, Heidi and I are going to get together and figure out what it'll cost us so we can bring you a breakdown of our study.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Anything you want to add to that, Heidi?
No, yeah, we pretty much covered that.
Is there anything you want to go over on the bills while we're at it?
Go ahead, Heidi.
Okay, hold on. All right. We have our total bills to be paid. $59,352.15. Total bills paid, $50,137.96. Total of all of our bills is $109,490.11. Right now, our balance that was brought over was $35,214.22. Anything else on that?
So, you guys have a motion to pay the bills then?
Yep. Can I have a motion to pay the bills?
Motion.
Second.
The only question I have, I know we talked about that, the Bank of New York thing. If we got clarification on exactly what that's for you.
Nope.
Okay, when is that payment due?
Well, I paid the same, right after the bills are approved.
So what's the actual due date? If you don't have it handy right now, that's fine, let me know. But I'd like to see, we need to get a letter to them before the due date.
Right.
I mean, I'd still like to get an answer. We're still a little gray on why they're not giving you a straight answer on what that is. And we know it's a loan for something we have, and I'm sure it's legit.
Can I see that real quick?
I've never really heard a true answer from what it was.
It doesn't have an actual due date. We just pay it like right after the
Okay,
meeting.
it has a phone number to contact on it also, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. Send that to me, I'm gonna call them tomorrow.
Okay.
And before I'm done sending it right off to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna find out exactly what it is, because they've been jerking you around way too long on this. See anything, Jane?
No, it's just,
Okay. Okay, that was the only question I have. Does anybody have any other questions on any bills at all? No? Yeah. And after I call them, I'll, either me or Roberta will send an email out to see what, let you guys know what we found out.
you need to call
Yeah, I want to know.
County of Washington Finance Directors, because that's who it's from. It's just finance through the Bank of New York. That's who you need to contact.
Isn't that who you call? Roberta, isn't that who you call before the county?
Well, I've sent an email too, but I've never received a response.
Okay. Okay, I will call them more. So roll call and pay the bills then?
Mark Bonner.
Yes.
Jody Chapman. Yes. Heidi Kramer.
Yes.
Nancy Ellis. Jerry Jericho.
Yes.
Jenny Matiki. Yes. Frank Patera.
Yes.
Personnel, Janine, you have anything on that?
I do not.
Okay. Nancy, anything personnel? Okay. Okay. How about public works, Nancy?
With our snow last week, I was told that our new employee did very well out there. And I want to thank the fire department and our street crew and police for the job they did, the tremendous job they did when the car went through the garage. I mean, kudos to everybody and thank you all for what you did. It was amazing up there, and that was a lot of teamwork, and we all appreciate that so much. But that's about it.
Thank you. Code, Jody? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Do you have anything else? I apologize. I caught myself. You didn't have to even correct me.
Well, we
You were waiting to, though, weren't you?
Yeah, we sat here a week ago saying how we didn't get no snow.
Right.
But now we gotta order more salt, because we whammied ourselves.
But that's okay. We were committed to it anyway.
Yeah, we have to use it anyway, but
Right.
I told them go ahead and order what they needed when I happened to be talking with Dorothy the other day.
Okay.
But we whammied it. That's all I had.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. I won't forget you again. Code, Jody?
I know, have you heard anything back from 1136? Is that settled yet?
That Franklin's going to talk to Dave, and I haven't heard anything back.
Okay. We're still working on that 1136 Lincoln, getting that taken care of.
The house with the pole in it?
Do you have anything?
No, just garbage again. Get a lot of complaints with garbage, or garbage guys are pulling across the street and laying on us. You know, I gave a few people violation notices, and they'll call me and say, hey, that's my garbage, but I didn't do it. And you can tell what they're doing. They're not picking, you know, I mean, all they're taking is shovel for what they left on the street. And I don't know what we can do to try to control that. And there's some things, I've seen some houses out the sidewalks and mattresses, I go bang on the door and say, take them back where they belong, they're cold guard, you can't be letting stuff out the sidewalk and make it look like the Bronx, you say. But other than that, everybody seems so far cooperating. Mark gave me a heads up, somebody got a citation and they're blaming the police for it, mine, over some garbage, so well, hopefully we'll get those people, taken care of tomorrow.
But Bob, you're saying you're getting more complaints with them basically leaving garbage on the street behind?
Yeah, I'm seeing it, and
Okay.
then when I give them a violation of it, they'll call me and say, that's my garbage, but I didn't do it.
Okay.
I said, well, you're still responsible for it, but people say the garbage guy, they're throwing it and it's falling out and, you know, it's just a nightmare.
I'll add to my list of calls tomorrow, I'll call Joe about that.
Yeah, that'll happen.
He's usually pretty good, honestly, when I call Joe, when I call him on things, he's been much better about responding to
Yeah,
things.
he's much better.
I can't complain, if I let him know, he follows up on it.
Last week, no, happened between second and third, looked like a garbage dump. I don't know if it was from the garbage or people just littering, but I mean, it was horrible. Plastic bottles, newspaper, you know, just everything was up there. I'm like, what the heck happened? Figuring they must have done something, and it all blew down the street, and when it got wet, it made it even look worse.
That's the way Lincoln was
Yeah.
about 2 weeks ago, from like her house all the way down past where that garage got hit at. It just looked like somebody had dumped a bag of garbage and the wind just blew it all the way down the street.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll follow up on that. I mean, he's been a good example, when that car got hit during the snow the other day, and he was texting me at 7:30 in the morning to let me know right away, so he's been really good about it. We'll follow up on that. Frank, you have anything under code?
No, one of the things I'd like to explore possibly in the future is the position of landlords and their submitting occupancy permits that would secure our community. I am concerned, I think we talked once before, that the police are in danger and our community is in danger. We could have terrorists living in our town and we don't even know it. So one of the things that I'd like to work with Jody and code officer on the concept of having occupancy permits the landlords are supposed to submit when a person comes in and leaves. There was at one time not only an occupancy permit but an exit, and something within this year that I'd like to explore to secure our community. I think a lot of the drug dealers are from areas where we don't know who's living where.
So I'd like you, if you want to take the lead and put a proposal together on that, I don't think, take the lead on that and put some kind of proposal together and bring it back to us, that's fine.
Maybe the letter should be sent out to the landlords that when somebody moves out.
We've done that before.
Yeah, but I think the best is ask a proposal together and we can take a look at it and go from there.
Thank you. I will do the things.
Okay, anything else? Anybody? Okay.
I know Bobby does a lot of occupancy permits.
I know.
Yeah, I got 4 inspections in the next couple of days.
Okay, Parks and Recs, Heidi, you have anything?
So I was kind of looking over what Jody had presented us before with all these different grants. So there is a grant to begin accepting applications the end of May for the Green Race Trails and Recreation Grant. So I'd like to, Frank, if you want to kind of get together on that, and we'll maybe look into getting a grant for the parks.
Good. Okay. Frank, anything you want to add to that, or? Is that good?
No,
Okay.
doing a great job.
Do you want to touch base a little bit on what we talked about with community days, Jody? Since you keep good notes on that stuff. We were all there, but you were.
She's always a good note keeper.
I didn't bring that notebook. I thought it was in the-
As I say, she's a good note keeper.
I am, it's just.
Well, we're moving forward.
Don't you have it memorized?
Not here.
The one small change we made, and it worked out for the best, is there was already a band scheduled through local organizations funding it to do an event on Sunday. So instead of us doing Friday night, Saturday, I think, well, if people are going to be here, let's take advantage of it. So we moved it to Saturday, Sunday to cover that, because the band's already going to be here, it's already going to be part of our event. So, and it's going to be, the fireworks will still be Saturday. The event will be over early on Sunday. The band's probably, like the band's 2 to 4. Because most, when you go to these events, I mean, the vendors are tearing down. Right, so.
I was asked the other day, by the Marx Brothers, are we gonna want them this year again? The band.
Oh. That's right.
The 70s band.
I'm gonna have to let you know, that we have a
Well,
couple
yeah,
bands, we have a couple bands that works for
So I've been working with Dave Barb right now on having Six Guns Alley open up for the Education Foundation's Blast from the Past, because we need an opening band, and he is wanting to do his band for Charleroi Community Days with a with providing a sound system, so we don't have to pay for it. And his band right now, they're covering 70s. So they are a 70s band.
And Mark Smith has been, I talked to him.
And he's going to work with, sorry,
I'm sorry.
he's been working with Mark Smith
Right,
and also John McCart from Studies.
right. So we should have a little more information.
Yeah.
By next month, by next meeting.
Because I think John was going to come up with providing the stage.
That was the conversation,
Yeah.
I was in the chamber today, and they were talking about possibly, nothing was firm at that point.
No, no,
There's
no.
things they talked about, but
And then
it's coming along pretty quick.
we
Yeah.
should give them a date, August.
So that
So
would be it's the
15th,
second
16th.
Saturday and Sunday in August, whatever that date is. Tying into the community days with, as we said, right after Canada.
15th and 16th.
Yeah, and I think it's the 16th that Six Gun Sally, I think, was going to play here. Because I believe they're playing the auditorium on the 15th.
That sounds correct.
Yes.
I believe that's what they
So I
said.
think they were going to do the afternoon
Mhm.
here.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. But still putting all that together, we'll have,
Right.
we'll have more for by next month. Okay, police, Jerry?
I don't have anything, but next Wednesday, the 19th, our meeting is here at 6 o'clock. Lieutenant Yates, want to give a report?
For the month of January, the Charleroi Regional Police handled 215 calls for service.
That's it.
There was total, it was almost 400.
Oh, that's just Charlotte.
For the first week of February, we were at 400.
Chief Zelinski couldn't be here, it's his wife's birthday. I said, well, priorities first.
Yes, very true.
We don't want to have to replace him already.
Okay, Joe, do you have anything else on police?
No, that's,
Nancy?
No, I don't.
Okay. Fire and EMS, Frank?
I'm sure that Councilman Jericho and the rest of the council agrees that we'd like to thank Mr. Whiten for a wonderful job he's done. And the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Your son is just doing an outstanding job. And we're, as long as I'm sitting on his council, this fire department is A1 and will always be. I'm sure Councilman Jericho will agree. You guys run into burning houses and short of fighting in Vietnam, I don't know what could be worse. You guys do a wonderful job, and we're very proud of our fire department, and we plan to sustain it and keep it and support all that you do. Mrs. White, you deserve a lot of credit too for the wonderful husband you have and wonderful son. In saying that, Chief White, I wonder if you have a report, sir.
Yes, I think Roberta has our fire report. It's a little bit, or whoever's on the committee. I think we had 27, 26 calls in January. We had 31 in January. I think 23 or 24 were in the borough. But the incident down at where the car went through the garage, like Nancy was saying, was a good that everybody got together. Our guys worked their butts off securing that. We thank God the police were there because they took care of traffic, and they had a little bit, and Mark wasn't there, but had a little bit of a fight almost started down there with the neighbors and over something with the vehicle, and the police, I mean, they got on it right away before it got into fisticuffs down there, and we were, everybody was happy about that. So it was just excellent cooperation between the fire and the police, and then Bujanowski come down and helped out. So it was a really good scenario down there. Something with the fire department, we're going to have there was rumor going around we weren't going to have our fish fry, but we definitely are. It's going to start on Ash Wednesday. It'll be every Friday up until Good Friday, including Good Friday. It's going to be fish and pizza, the normal stuff for Lent. It's going to be from 4 to 7 in the evening, and Good Friday will be all day. Our fund drive is going to go out somewhere the first or second week of March. That's a mail-out fund drive. We always get questions on that. Is this legit and whatever? But it'll be well marked with Charleroi Fire Department on it. We also got right now, we have a $5 lottery ticket out that plays March 21st. That's the $800 and $2,200 in lottery tickets. We still have, some available. And also, I'd let everybody know that the map to pay drivers has already installed over 90 smoke detectors in town, and we're down to a few left, and I think he said the Red Cross is trying to dig up some more. And I mean, we've gotten calls from Fallowfield Township and Lock 4 everywhere to install them, because there's nobody basically around their places where we have somebody in-house, and, and we're not going into any other areas unless, somebody, if somebody from Lock 4 said, hey, go up and do it for us, we don't have anybody to do it, we don't have a problem with it. But, it's, like I said, just 90 in town, and we're trying to get some more, so that's, it's not a fundraiser, it's just something that we're doing to help the community out. And other than that, that's about it for now.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay, no problem.
Anything else to add to that?
I can't ever remember where the animal control comes in at. I don't know if it comes under police. We gotta put that on there, Roberto. I always forget where that goes. But in January, we had 51 total calls, 7 citations, 39 warnings, animal bites 2, pick up cats and dogs 9, placed in a kennel 9, animal returned to owner 3, nuisance call 39, 1 cat trapped. That's the equal of 51.
Thank you. Do we have anybody for time for public discussion on agenda items? Okay. Correspondence, you've already handled the animal control here, so thank you.
Could I say something, please? We have been personally invited by the Washington County Humane Society to their opening on February the 29th, and that's from 12 to 3. We did raise money for them, and I talked with Kelly this week, and she would like to extend an invitation to us to come out and see their new building.
February 29th?
Yes.
If anyone don't have anything for Lieutenant Yates, you can go ahead and leave.
Thanks, Mark. Okay, we've already covered code enforcement. The only other thing mentioned on correspondence reminder about Tri-County is the 20th. It is in Bell Vernon next week. I believe Jamie Croton is their speaker. I think he's talking about regionalization, I believe. I think that's what he told me, I'm not certain, but he's definitely their speaker, I know that for sure. It's over there. Okay, go on to the agenda items. F-250. So we've got 2 of them here. Let's see what we got. Okay, the first one is from John Davis at Chalk Hill, $200. Next one is from Joe Smith. He doesn't say where he's from. He's bidding $250. Goes some pretty low.
Yeah.
I'd like to.
Too low.
Yeah. I'd like to ask for a motion to table this so we can talk to the street department and get their opinion. That sounds low to me.
Yeah, that's too low.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Or I second it.
Anybody have any discussion or other input on that or thoughts on it? Okay, roll call?
Mark Oterucci?
Yes.
Jody Kaplan?
Yes.
Heidi Kramer?
Yes.
Nancy Ellis? Gary Jericho?
Yes.
Janine Motiki?
Yes.
Frank Patera?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Did I ever answer when you called me in? Just so looking at the, if I didn't, it's yes. I don't remember answering you.
What?
I don't remember answering when you called my name.
Oh, yeah.
Did I? We might. For that kind of purpose, we might, yeah. Okay. Approve a non-paid accessible stall for 608 Meadow Avenue. A motion for that, please?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
We'll say TJ did look at it and it was approved.
It was,
Yes.
okay.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep. Does anybody have any questions or thoughts? Roll call?
Mark Rodriguez?
Yes.
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 Jody Chesler?
Yes.
Heidi Kramer?
Yes.
Nancy Ellis?
Yes.
Gary Jericho?
Yes.
Janine Markey?
Yes.
Frank Vitara?
Yes.
Number 3, to authorize to close the office for election day. Motion for that, please.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
And just for everyone's knowledge, that's because we'll have people in our office actually working the polls. Okay. Any other discussion
Is
or
it
questions?
guaranteed that they're working the polls?
Nancy would follow.
I'm sorry,
So
Janine.
is it a guarantee that they're working the polls?
Yes.
We're closing the office so they can work the
Yeah,
polls.
yes, because they need that. And in that particular precinct, they.
See how we are,
have
Larry? County
only one
Commissioner?
man.
We're closing our office so we can run the county's voting poll.
They have one gentleman that comes in from, I believe, East Washington,
Yeah.
and he works up there. There is no one else at the 6th precinct to work inside. So as they did in November, as Roberta did in November, and Mary also, they will be working again, so we will have to,
So that's a non-paid day for the employees.
yeah, right, isn't it, Roberta?
Not for me.
What's, did you get paid, or when you did it in November? Yeah.
You get paid for from the borough.
Yeah.
You didn't get nothing last time from the county, right?
No, I did. They paid me from the county.
Well, you can't get paid from both.
Right.
You gotta be one or the other, which,
Okay.
Whichever you decide to do, but we can't pay wages when somebody's not here.
Okay. I guess that's a good stepping stone to, we know that they won't do anything, but, at some point down the road, the county's well aware of this, looking at consolidating some of these precincts, because when you have to get someone from East Washington to work a precinct in Charleroi,
Well, we talked to Mountain.
yeah, but they won't do it till after the presidential election.
Right.
I
And
talked
the
to Melanie
census.
this week, and she said she
Close.
will work with us to
Yeah.
close that.
Okay. Okay. Roll call?
Mark Rodriguez?
Yes.
Jody Chesler?
Yes.
Heidi Kramer?
Yes.
Nancy Ellis?
Yes.
Gary Jericho?
yes.
Janine Markey?
Yeah, with the understanding that it's not a paid day for
Frank
employees.
Vitara?
Yes.
One last thing that's not on there, Roberta reminded about when we came in, and I'm going to let her go into detail. The company that asked for permission to do some filming at the front of the building. Roberta, you want to go into details on that a little bit?
He's a gentleman from Pittsburgh. You have the
Yeah.
card up there.
Alex Case is his name. Location, he's the assistant location manager.
And they want to use the front of our building because it's city government building for their movie, The Murder Mystery. They also talked to the library, so they just want permission to film outside the building.
Do you
And
need extras?
Steve has suggested we should make it official so everyone knows what's going on. That way if someone sees.
I think it's,
Yeah,
yeah, let's ask Scott, do you
Yeah.
need extras?
Okay, does anybody have any questions on that at all?
I mean,
Or
I
discussion?
don't have a problem with that, I think it's a great idea, I mean, you're showing off our town.
Right. So can I have a motion for that, please?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Sorry.
Any other questions or discussion on it at all? Okay.
I like
And
to,
Steve said something about some type of contract or something should be drawn up. that they
Right,
not
he did say
use
that,
Yeah.
yes.
The sign.
But they can't use
town
the
or something
signage.
like that.
So we'll get him to put something together for them and have him sign. And that'll be part of the motion. Who made the original motion?
I think I,
Janine?
Or, yeah.
Okay, so you're
one
okay
of
making
them
that
two.
part of the original motion?
Yep.
And who did the second? Because you guys kind of all said at the same
We
time.
kind of all said it, at the same time, so you pick one, huh?
Yeah, I don't care, whoever you pick. I heard several voices at the same time. Okay. Roll call?
Mark Rodriguez?
Yes.
Jody Chesler?
Yes.
Heidi Kramer?
Yes.
Nancy Ellis?
yes.
Gary Garrison.
Yes.
Jenny Matiki,
Yes.
Frank Patera.
Yes.
Okay. and-
Mark, I'd like to go back to number 3.
Sure.
Janine brought up about no pay. I have a little problem with we're closing our office. She's management, so she's going to get paid no matter what. But we still, Mary's going to go up there and lose money. So I have a problem with that. If she does, I'm sure she does too.
But she has the choice not to do it.
So then we keep the office open, and she can stay here and make her daily wage. I'm sure she don't want to lose a day's pay.
Or
I'm
you
sure
have
she
to
doesn't.
close.
And it's nothing against you.
They get paid $130.
Is that what it is?
It's $130.
I'm out of the loop. I remember one of the 80. I didn't know.
No, it's $130.
You okay with that?
I don't know that it's 130. It's
It all
based on
depends on how
precinct-
many
it's
you
based on
get.
precinct size. And that's not part of our agreement.
130.
Sylvia would know.
Yes, she would.
She would definitely know.
That's the only precinct we're having trouble getting anyone.
Well, that was the only thing that hit me. I'm thinking, well, she's management, she's going and she's not going to get paid, so. But if you get the elections, that's fine.
I'm just saying,
It's
because it's not
salary.
borough related.
Well,
It's
It
not
is, but
our
it is.
office
it's
to
helping our
fill
borough.
that.
It's helping our
It is
borough.
helping our citizens to be, I understand
I
what you're
get it,
saying,
but-
but we were stuck.
I understand,
I mean, we were totally stuck.
but being on the
Trying to-
finance side of
I
things,
understand.
we
I'm
can't-
not disagreeing with you, but the citizens have a right to vote. I feel it is our responsibility, and I do feel a responsibility, everybody should be allowed to vote. You have to have people up there. We have a man coming from East Washington. It's a serious matter. Yes, after the
I
census.
understand what you're saying, but to take a borough worker and pay them to sit in that seat all day just isn't, that's not financial responsibilities to anybody in this room or in the community. I'm sorry, it's not.
But we also do have an obligation to our residents
I get
to
it.
make sure they have the opportunity to vote, so.
We have a
we'll
lot
work
of
through it.
council people here that could take the day off and go do it.
I'm outside. Everybody knows I'm outside.
Okay, so we're okay with that then? We're all good with that? Okay.
I have asked everybody I know.
To make sure that. Okay. Never mind. Okay, I got you.
Okay. Okay, petition for redress of grievance, anybody? Nobody? Okay. Well, that being said, thanks everybody for coming. I like a motion for adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Wait, Bob, wait, say something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I do appreciate all my brothers and sister fire people. It's a big help. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't for them.
Is it Jeremy, the motion to adjourn, to have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No, let's stay.
Thanks very much.